Oh, it's Monday, and we are so glad you're here. Today, we are talking about a movie that was recommended by Nerdy Eric, my neighbor. So don't go anywhere. We're talking about One Ranger with Thomas Jane and John Malkovich. Ooh, boy. Is it good? Bad? Let's find out. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Previously on the Nerdy Ronin Network.
What? What? Squeaky chair, what'd you say? Oh, we're live? Oh, crap. Happy Monday. That's right, the weekend is over, the work week has began, and we are glad you're here. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate each and every one of you. New subscribers, old subscribers, we love you all. In the description down below are our links, or it's possible there's just a link to our webpage that has all our links on it. I'm not sure yet, but we're working on the website just like we're working on the office here. So, how was your weekend? Was it good? Great? Bad? Well, the work week's here, and I hope it's wonderful for you. That's right. I know that each and every one of you are going to have a great week. And if you don't, next week will be better. Let's get into this. All right. I was so excited for this. Let me tell you something. This has been on my list for a while. I moved it up because it was recommended to me by Nerdy Eric. I love Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane is a great. I've loved him ever since he did The Punisher, and he was so great at it. If you haven't seen that, The Punisher with Thomas Jane as the Punisher, the only failing of that movie was there's no blood. It's basically just like censored. They made it more family friendly than violent. Or with the violence, there's no like the gunshots, and you just don't see any blood. It's just it kind of made it kind of ruined a little bit of it for me. Kind of took me out of the story. But anyway, Thomas Jane, fantastic actor, as well as John Malkovich, who's also in this. One Ranger, 2023, rated R, hour and 35 minutes. Recruited by British intelligence, a Texas Ranger must track down and stop a dangerous terrorist from attacking London. Directed and written by Jesse V. Johnson, starring Thomas Jane, Dean Jagger, Dominic Tipper, John Malkovich. Yes, John Malkovich is a more or less a side character. He's not a main character, but it's always good to see him in a role because he just does a great job no matter what he's in, even if he's just there for a paycheck. Okay, so first things first, this story is great. The story is fantastic. All right. You take a Texas Ranger and pull them out of their habitat and put them in London. That's just an interesting. I think the first time that was done in a movie, or at least that I'm aware of, is John Wayne did that, where he was a cop in America and he went over to England. I've seen the movie, but the name of it is escaping me right now. But it's fantastic. It's awesome. And this is along that line. All right. And then we get into the failure of this movie. Okay. The idea, great. The main character, Thomas Jane, does a great job as the main character, as the Texas Ranger. He totally sells it. It's totally believable. And then you meet the MI5 agent that comes over to America that asks him to go and help and find this bad guy. And it's literally a diversity hire. She makes no sense. Her character makes no sense. The way she dresses is completely unprofessional. She does not look like an agent of any sort. She doesn't act like an agent of any sort. She looks like she got the job solely based on diversity. If you think back to what I talked about when I discussed The Beekeeper and what a great movie that could be, but the diversity hire in that movie ruined it for me. Same rules apply. Now, if she would have acted the part in this movie, if she would have acted trained, dressed, and pulled the part off, fine, I buy it. But nothing about her says agent, law enforcement, anything other than I'm gonna make there's I take that back. There's one fantastic part with her character in this movie. And she walks up to a bad guy that basically looks like Brock Lesnar. I mean, UFC 18 feet tall, just huge, and punches him in the face. And he turns around and cold clocks her and knocks her straight out. Brilliant. The most honest thing in the movie regarding her character. Literally the best part of the movie, as far as her character is concerned. I do not mind, and neither does anybody else that has this complaint, for a strong female character. But have them be the person they're acting as. If they don't train, if they just look, take Halle Berry in John Wick. She trained. She worked hard to make herself proficient so that you believe the character you see on the screen. This actress did not do that. She comes across as egotistical and like she's all important. She ends up being basically the main character, with Thomas Jane, the one ranger, being the side character anytime she's in the scene. And it took me out of the story. I was here for this story. I wanted this story. I wanted to love this movie. And she took me out of the story. Now, does it make the movie unwatchable? No. Does it detract from the movie? 100%. But if you can push past that, this movie is a fun watch. They could have done so well with this movie. And they did make a misstep by putting an obvious diversity hire. MI5 did not hire this person for their skills. They didn't train the person. They just picked somebody randomly and said, okay, you're a special agent. Truth be told, instead of 4.5 stars, which is what this movie could have been, 2.5 to 3 tops. Tops, because she ruins the movie. The actress, the character, ruins the movie. John Malkovich as her boss, fantastic. The bad guy, decent. Thomas Jane sells the Ranger character. The movie just falls apart. By the time it's over and done with, you're happy it's over and done with. The end result is understandable and a given. You know the hero is going to win somehow. And Thomas Jane sells it perfectly. So if you just want a good movie to watch, you just want to watch something, this is free on Tubi right now. So it's free with ads. Now, a message about Tubi. I found out from Fanzine, they are editing some of their content without telling the viewers. I've been a fan of Tubi since I found Tubi. And it used to be the ads weren't obtrusive. They weren't overly done. Whatever has happened with Tubi since they changed the logo a couple weeks ago, now the ads are pretty intrusive. And they've ramped up the amount of ads throughout a movie. Bad play, Tubi. I will no longer tell people they should watch things on Tubi. I will tell you, if there's something on Tubi you can watch for free, it's still worth watching something for free on Tubi. But the ads, they've jumped up to the same amount like all the other services. So be warned. But you can watch this movie free on Tubi. And it's worth watching if you're needing something to watch. I just wanted more for it. I wanted it to be better than it was. And everything gelled perfectly except for the strong independent woman that made no sense in this movie. I'm done complaining. And I'm sorry, Nerdy Eric. I wanted to love this movie. I had this on my radar for a while. And it's not horrible if you can get past that character. So there you have it. That's our Monday. The office is coming along perfectly. I've got a few things left to do here on the desk. But other than that, I don't know if you can see some changes in the background, but they're back there on the shelves, the way things are set up. Really excited. Still haven't figured out this camera settings or the microphone necessarily, but I'm working on it. You guys. We're also working on the website, so hold on tight. All right, we're going to get out of here. Michael the microphone, Bob, squeaky chair in the back, and this big fat nerd. We will see you on Hump Day when we talk about Shogun.